Hi, I'm Ellie, and this is your weekly theatre news recap, the most chaotic way to learn about the news from the West End and UK touring theatre over the past week. I've tried to record this intro so many times, you wouldn't expect that I've done this for 37 weeks in a row. But if you want to stay up to date, you can hit subscribe because, as I said, I do these every single week to varying levels of quality. This week, there's just so much casting news. I've got a lot of names to read out, and I'm not very good at reading names, so this is gonna be interesting. So let's just jump straight into it with the casting news, starting with The Devil Wears Prada. It was announced on Monday who will be taking up the iconic role of Miranda Priestley. If you are vaguely aware of The Devil Wears Prada film, this is the role that was famously played by Meryl Streep, and turns out that Vanessa Williams will be taking over this role in the West End version of this show. This is very exciting. Vanessa Williams has played a very similar role to Miranda Priestley, so I feel like this is great casting. I feel like she's going to do a fantastic job. A lot of people wanted to Hannah Waddingham. A lot of people wanted Hannah, and I can understand. There is a part of my soul that really wants to see Hannah Waddingham back on a West End stage, but we have Vanessa Williams, and honestly, I think that is just as good as casting Hannah Waddingham. I'm excited for this. We've got a while to wait, unless you're in Plymouth. If you're in Plymouth, you get this one early. You can see this in the summer. For us in nearer to London, we've got to wait until autumn this year. But I'm excited. Devil Wears Prada is one of my favourite films. I love The Devil Wears Prada. I just think it's so good. I think it's so good. Like, the cast of that film are... And I'm hoping that the rest of this cast is as good as this one, because I'm ready. Next up, Sister Act. We haven't got too much news from Sister Act. They announced their ensemble. As always with ensembles, I'm going to put them down below. But a little thing I wanted to take out of this press release was that they have officially announced that Lizzie B and Leslie Joseph will be remaining in the West End version of Sister Act past the 10th of June, which is when we get the switch over of the what's the character's name? It's literally the lead, Vanessa Van Cartier, Dolores. It's Dolores. It's Vanessa Williams. That was the last news story. Vanessa Van Cartier is a great drag name. That's a drag name. Is that actually a Vanessa Van Cartier? I feel like there's a queen like with a name like that who's won Drag Race. I think it was Holland. I think it was Holland. Yeah. So if you want to know the ensemble, it's in the description down below. And I guess we wait and see who else is going to be in Sister Act. Next up, we have new cast members going into The Play That Goes Wrong. It is about to celebrate its 10th anniversary. And the cast who are joining the show are Jordan Akaya as Trevor, Daniel Anthony as Dennis, Joe Bolland as Jonathan, Daniel Fraser as Chris, Billy Hamer as Annie, Owen Jenkins as Robert, Jay Opin as Max, and Hannah Sinclair Robinson as Sandra. That's a great name as well. We also have understudies who will be in the description down below. Now, the name that I want to pick out from here is Daniel Anthony. Daniel Anthony... If you are Doctor Who fans who grew up on the Sarah Jane Adventures, you will know Daniel Anthony from his role in that show as Clyde Langer. And honestly, I was a bit shocked when I pulled up my news story that week and I saw just Clyde Langer staring out at me. I was like, oh. But what's really funny is I looked into it, and actually Daniel Anthony has played this variation of the role. So Dennis was originally played by Jonathan Sayer, and then in the other Goes Wrong shows, Jonathan Sayer also did like the mind mangler thing, and he was the audience plant. On the UK tour of Magic Goes Wrong, that Jonathan Sayer role, the role that was originated by Jonathan Sayer, was also played by Daniel Anthony. So I like the little tidbit of Daniel Anthony always playing the Jonathan Sayer roles. I'm very excited. The Play That Goes Wrong is in the last West End theatre that I need to visit, because I saw Play That Goes Wrong on tour. The Duchess is the last theatre I need to go visit. So I guess I've got to go see them for their first performance on the 9th of April 2024. And maybe you do too. Next up, I told you there's so much casting news. I should probably stop talking about these stories for too long. 39 Steps, I'm going to rush through this a little bit. We have the cast for the upcoming UK tour. We have Tom Byrne, who's going to be playing Richard, and he will be joined by Safina Ladha, Eugene McCoy, and Maddie Rice, with Jacob Daniels and Hannah Parker as understudies for this production. Very interesting. I don't know very much about 39 Steps. I know it's a very classic show. I guess I gotta go see it. I guess go see it on tour. I think it's playing Richmond. I'll try and go see it in Richmond. Next up, we have a cast change for Choir of Man. A lot of the cast are staying on, but we do have a few cast members joining the show, and they are, well, I say joining because taking over the role of poet will be Sam Ebenezer, who has been in the show as a swing, and he is moving up into a permanent role. I've seen Sam do a couple of the roles in the show, so it's really nice to see him, step up from being a swing to being a principal role. It's lovely to see. We also have Robert Godfrey, who's joining as Beast, Sam Pope, who's joining as the Joker, Ola Benga, Adele Khan, who's going to be joining as the pub boar, and we have some new swings who are Alex James Ellison, Sean Keeney, and Richard Locke. They will be joining the cast Choir of Man from the 12th of March, the day after my birthday. And I love how I just drop that in every time now. And I guess I've got to do a return to Choir of Man. I've seen it so many times, and honestly, it's just so fun. It's so fun. I love a bit of Choir of Man. Next up, Kiss Me Kate. We are getting drip-fed the casting for this show, and every single time I eat it up like nom 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 nom. And now we know that Nigel Lindsay and Hamed Anamashorn will be joining the show. This duo will be playing the famous gangster pairing in this musical, and honestly, the more casting that comes out, the more interested I am. This is exciting. I'm so ready for it. Next up, Witness for the Prosecution. We have our next cast of the show. I'm pretty sure this is the 11th cast change for Witness. And the cast members joining the show are George Jones, Megan Treadway, Oliver Boot, Ewan Cummins, David Kalik, and Guri Sarossi, as well as some new ensemble members who will be in the description down below. Again, another show that I keep wanting to go see, and I still haven't yet. I can't believe they've gone for 11 casts now, and I still haven't seen Witness for the Prosecution. So maybe this is the cast where I need to fix that. And that's all your main casting news this week. We're going to move on to concerts, where we have even more casting news, because of course we do. First up, Wild About You. This has been... I've said it before that shows have been drip-feeding casting, but this one really has. We just learn one cast member at a time. The next person joining the show is Todrick Hall. So if you are a fan of Todrick Hall, you can go see the Wild About You concert on the 25th and the 26th of March 2024. I've said this show so many times because I feel like every single week we learn one new cast member. Which, I mean, if you want to be in these videos, it's very effective. Next up, we have more casting for the Bear concert. We've learned that Cassidy Jansen is going to be joining as Claire, and Frances Mailer McCann is going to be joining as Ivy. As well as that, we have Christy Beamer, who's going to be playing Kira, Adrian Hansel, who's going to be playing Priest, Haron Al-Jadal as Lucas, Claudia Kariuki as Sister Chantel, Aoife Kenny as Tanya, Ed Larkin as Matt, Jack Ofrizio as Zach, Emily Oy as Diane, and Katie Ramshaw as Nadia. There's some great cast members there. Ed Larkin's currently in Little Big Things. Chrissy Beamer's been in so much now. Just finished on The Witches. Was also in the SpongeBob musical. Fantastic actress. Honestly, Frances Mailer McCann, Bonnie and Clyde. You got some great cast members here. Oh, I feel like I need to get tickets now. And that's so expensive. I don't have money. But if you have money, which if you do, please buy me a ticket. You can go and see Bear in concert. Next up, Your Lie in April. This is one I'm actually going to go see. I'm actually going to go see Your Lie in April. I'm very excited for it. This is from the same producers as Death Note, and we have our cast for this show, which actually does include some alumni from the Death Note concerts. We have Dean John Wilson and Rachel Claire Chang, who both were in Death Note before, as well as our other cast members, who are Zhang Zi Young, Rumi Sutton, and Joanna Ampil, as well as our ensemble, who will be in the description down below as always. This is going to be a very big description this week. Yeah, I've heard a lot about this film. I've heard it's very sad. I'm really excited to be catching the concerts. I'm so glad I can, because I really loved Death Note last year, and that's one that I really want to see back, especially because there was so much like praise and there was so much like eagerness from fans to bring that show back. And I want to see the full version of it. And I think things like that are proving how much space there is for musicals based on anime in the West End. I'm so ready for this. And that's all your casting news, all your concert news this week. There we go. I don't have to say any more casting. That, I swear, like, most of this video is just me saying people's names. And now we can move on to our miscellaneous news. First off, Two Strangers Carry a Cake Across New York has released an EP containing some of the music from the show. If you want to go and listen to this new musical before it returns to the West End, or returns to London and goes to the West End, then you can catch the EP on all good music streaming services. And as well as that, in miscellaneous news, we have a show announcing a Pride performance. I did not expect this, and honestly, I'm very surprised that this is the show that's announced a Pride performance. It's Frozen. Disney's Frozen will be doing a show on the Friday, the 28th of June at 8 p.m, which is going to be a celebratory performance packed with surprises as part of Pride Weekend. Throughout the week as well, Disney will be hosting a bucket collection for diversity role models. It's really nice to see this show celebrate Pride in such a strong way. It's really nice. And that's it for miscellaneous news. We can finally move on to the last section of this video, which is transfers and new productions. I've almost done it. I've almost got through it. I've almost told you all the news. So let's finish this up. Let's round this up, baby. This is, I'm pretty sure, yeah, every single piece of like transfers and new production news this week is UK tours. So first up, we have a UK tour of the Orient Express. The UK and Ireland tour of the Murder on the Orient Express will open on the 6th of September at the Lowry in Salford and will continue into 2025, finishing on the 28th of April at Brighton Theatre Royal. I don't have the dates. I didn't get the dates. Where are the dates? Here, I'm so efficient and good at what I do. So, obviously, I've told you what it started at and what it ends at, but the rest of the tour dates are as follows. It's going to be going to Salford, Lowry, it's going to be going to Norwich, then it's going to Plymouth, Canterbury, Glasgow, Leicester, Edinburgh, Cambridge, London at the Richmond Theatre, that's probably where I'll see it, Malvern, Truro, Newcastle, Guildford, Birmingham, Sheffield, Aberdeen, Southampton, Milton Keynes, Cardiff, York, I used to live in York, Nottingham, Dublin, and Brighton. Very cool, very cool. We love to see it. We love a murder mystery. I feel like there's a strong theme this week of murder mysteries that I need to go and see. We have Murder on the Orient Express, we have Witness for the Prosecution, and in some ways we have Play That Goes Wrong. So, I have seen Play That Goes Wrong though, but I saw it on tour. So next up, talking of Play That Goes Wrong, we also got the announcement this week that after its stint in the West End at the Apollo Theatre, the Mind Mangler will be going on a UK tour. This is going to be opening at Manchester's Palace Theatre on the 15th of May, before moving to Cambridge Theatre on the 21st of May, Birmingham Alexandra Theatre on the 27th of May, a whole new theatre from the 30th of May, Milton Keynes Theatre from the 3rd of June, Liverpool Empire from the 6th of June, and Bath Theatre Royal from the 11th of June. So if you want to catch some hilarious magic going wrong, you can go and catch them on tour. Next up, we got the announcement that the London Palladium version of Joseph and his Amazing Technicolour Dreamcoat will be going on a second UK tour. And they have announced their first season is going to be having a festive season at the Edinburgh Playhouse this Christmas. And to celebrate this, Donny Osmond is returning to the show to play Pharaoh, which, I mean, man has a history with this show. He was Joseph in the film version. It's going to be really nice to see him back. This is going to be playing in Edinburgh from the 3rd of December until the 29th of December. So if you are in Edinburgh, which I'm not going to be able to go. That's very far from me. But if you are near there, you can go and see this. And finally, in news this week, Chicago has announced that it will be going back on a UK tour. Chicago is like a staple for UK touring. It's great. We love Chicago. Chicago is one of my favorite musicals. And we have some initial tour dates that have been announced, which are, it's going to be opening this autumn at the Milton Keynes Theatre from Saturday the 12th to Saturday the 19th of October. Then it's going to be going to Bradford from the 21st to the 26th of October, Newcastle from the 28th of October to the 2nd of November, Palace Theatre Manchester from the 4th to the 9th of November, Orchard Theatre Dartford from the 11th to the 16th of November, Mayflower Theatre Southampton from the 19th to the 23rd of November, and Stoke Regent's Theatre from the 25th to the 30th of November. I hope I said that right. I hope I said things right. So we have October and November tour dates there. I hope this goes a little bit closer to me, because none of those dates are very close to me, but I'm sure it will. And that's all your news this week. I'm surprised I made it through that in one piece. What's your favourite news story this week? What are you most looking forward to? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. If you did enjoy this video, please consider hitting like and subscribe. It really helps me, it helps the channel. Here's some links to my videos on screen right now, and a link to my Instagram if you want me to follow over there. I also have merch for some reason if you want to buy things, but you don't have to. That's also fine. But that's it for me today, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!